welcome once again to an amazing Shiro show.
What's up?
And
Welcome,
happy
everybody.
30th birthday to the Sega
You got the
Saturn.
comments in front of Dan's face.
Yeah,
Put it
that's
behind
fine.
him.
Yes.
You know, their comments are more important than my face. It's okay.
I'll put it behind
Happy
him.
Sega
There you
Saturn.
Okay.
Sega Saturn's birthday, 30 years.
Happy Saturn Day. Saturn Day.
3 decades of the greatest 5th generation console the Earth has ever seen, right?
3 decades of quads, my friends. Hello, the name's Rand. I'm composer for the homebrew Saturn scene, and glad to be on board on this celebration of the console's anniversary.
Is
Thanks
it too
for
late to
being with
mute
us,
him,
Random.
or I'm
Yes,
just
thank you.
joking?
Random interjections.
Yeah.
No,
from random.
30 years of creamy 3D graphics.
Exactly.
Welcome.
Yes.
I am Trinoku or Patrick. This is, and who else we got on the couch here?
I'm Danthrax.
Saturn Dave.
And welcome to
Random.
the show. And random.
Yeah,
doing
thanks for
random
joining
stuff.
us.
And I opened
Yeah,
up
no worries.
Premiere. Cool.
We've also got Memphis in the chat here.
Yeah, Momphis.
we
Hey,
got
what's up, Momphis?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just a little bit shy because of language barriers.
That's okay.
No,
That's
you're
cool.
great at English.
Now you know what it
Momphis.
was
good
like for me
company,
to do Gamescom.
Mhm.
That was fun.
Oh yeah, that would have been like deer in the headlights for me.
It was a fun time. It was a cool little challenge.
Hmm.
Nice.
Like
Sounds
the
good,
monthly
really good
challenge.
Yeah, except it was straight for like a week.
So, raise show of hands. How many Saturn fans we got here? Here.
Enough
Uh,
to
I hate the
Yeah.
console
or
actually.
two.
Pat, raise your hand.
Yeah. What
It just cuts the hand
what
off.
gives?
Wiener Bob,
We got-
thanks for the $1.99. Turning 30, budget or buttery? It's buttery for the Saturn because it just gets better with age, right, everybody?
Yes. Agreed. Agreed.
It's
Yeah,
budget because I'm
quite,
old.
It's not quite over the hill yet, you know. Still,
No.
no midlife crisis yet.
It's on its
Saturn's
way
just
out,
getting
though.
cool. I
We
mean,
still
you know,
have plenty of exciting stuff to play on the Saturn, between people discovering the 1,000+ games that were made for it officially to,
Mhm.
you know, those games getting translated now by fans, and new homebrew that comes out every year, which we're going to have some news on that later in the show. You know, the Saturn is very much an alive and successful console here in the year 2024, and we're happy to have it.
Saturn's like the awkward kid who wasn't very popular in school, but now
Yeah.
he's got like a harem and he's doing pretty well for himself.
Pretty
You
well
go
Watching
indeed.
too much harem
What a
anime,
man.
Dave.
Dave's been watching too many pick up a
Too
girl in
many,
the dungeon
isekai.
naked
I got
shows.
Yeah.
my launch, or not my launch Saturn, but sorry, I got
Your
my
launch
first Saturn
Saturn?
right here. Yeah, definitely not
Beautiful.
not a launch.
Ooh.
Oh, and I just froze there. That's so yeah.
The power of the
this
internet.
This is my very first Saturn that I ever got, and I got
Love
it
it.
used. So I just figured I have it right here, and it came with the. It's a quote unquote Model 2 Saturn, but it came with like the really janky Mark 1 controller that we had in the
sure.
States.
Beautiful.
Which I don't
because
mind
again,
really
which-
all that much.
I mean, I don't
kind of
mind
like
it
the
either.
D-pad. It's cool.
It's kind
Yeah,
of
it's
fun.
really cool.
It's
Yeah.
kind of fun. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like it definitely, but it definitely does have like the puffy kind of like ballooned back part to it, you know? And
Yeah,
it feels kind of
yeah.
weird in the hand compared to like I'm so used to the Japanese pad, but this
Right.
one is kind of interesting. But yeah, no, I mean those shoulder buttons are kind of a sin though. Like they're just not clicky at all.
The shoulder buttons are a little weird on it. That's maybe the worst part, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering why I was
I must
hearing
have-
Discord notifications, but it turned out I had the Discord automatically. It does this fun thing where it turns on notifications like all automatically for everything when you open up in a browser. So thank you, Discord. That's a great feature that I wanted.
Love
Thank
it.
you.
Did anybody want to read off, say hi
Sure.
to who's in chat?
Pudgy was first. Bunny
Yeah, she
said,
was.
Shiro, happy birthday, Saturn. Analog Black Sheep, Saturn. Slow Coin, happy 30th. Tales of Saturn. We got Wiener Bob. What we got? Okay, well, thanks,
whoa.
Mac.
Whoa, hold on. We got $10 from Castlemania Games.
$9.99.
Thank you,
like
guys.
99.
We'll stick with.
Like a
Thank you,
Las Vegas
Castlemania
superhero
Games.
guy.
We've got yeah. Thanks again, Castlemania. Really
We
appreciate
love your
it.
stuff.
Slow
Great
Coin-
show. If you guys, a great shop. If you guys ever need to get some retro stuff, definitely Castlemania is really good.
Absolutely, yeah. They are a place to go for sure. Tales of Saturn, Wiener Bob, Memphis is here with us. Paul Bort. We got John Wong. welcome to the show. Frog Bowl, Dragons of Saturn, Max Geese, Christian Marte, Lee, Toast with the Most, Shadow Mask is here, David Zaney, Raiden. We got Offie Matrix, Elgoog. Let's see, Sasquatch is here. Dan, the Mega Driver from the Sega guys, is here. Chris Housen. We got Captain Hodden, Papetsu, Ice Pack OG, the OG Ice Pack. We got Albert AM25, the Analog Gamer, Man of Stone. Who else? Gosh, lots of people here. We need thumbs up here. Cecil Harvey.
Alfie Matrix, Ice Pack OG.
Dark Savior 69, great game. Word up.
Nice.
Eric,
nice activity.
Starlight Abandoned Witch Gaming is here. Joshua, Game Hugger Jaeger. Frog Bowl, what's up, Frog? Let's see who else. Rab Mac, Alien 101, Nathan Anderson. Ivar Weinerholm, and Laura. Your grandma's here, Pat. Happy Thanksgiving.
Hi, Grandma.
Hi, Grandma. Love you. Love you. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, Eddie G.
Eddie Money G.
Gaming since the 80s.
Oh, and Malenko. Don't forget Malenko.
The great Malenko.
Just join. Now we can start the party.
My favorite ICP song.
Honestly,
well, thank you everyone for joining us and helping us to celebrate today.
Yeah, he shared an update of his long box collection today, and I'd have to say it's quite impressive. What's even more impressive is that it's the third time that he's gone for a long box collection, and he decided to do it at like the most inconvenient time, at least for his wallet, you know.
Right.
But, I mean, it shows like incredible dedication. He's got like a wall of long box Saturn games, and it's beautiful. So shouts and
big Saturn fan.
It's long.
Big Saturn, big and long.
And now he's going for Genesis. He dumped about $700 into Genesis this past year. I'm jealous.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
I need to find an extra $700 lying around that I can dump into Genesis.
Just take it from your kid's education fund. I don't think they'll mind.
Education fund. Yeah, no, that's a good hack right there. I forgot.
That's a good hack. Just tell them that.
They won't need
just tell them the stock market went down and they lost the money. Tell them sorry.
Hacking their balance.
Exactly, right in half. Samurai sword.
Well, what have you guys been up to? Anything new, Pat?
I actually got a pickup for once.
Oh, all right. Let's go. Let's see it.
What do we have?
Somebody posted a collection of figures and things from a certain game on Twitter, and I was like, "Holy crap, that figure's awesome! Where'd you get that?" It's like I got it like from years ago, but it looks like it's on Yahoo Auctions Japan, and there's some pretty pricey ones. There's like a $300 one, and I found one that's like it was pretty fair. It was like forbidding. It was like at like 40, and I think it ended up like at like 50 or 70 or 80 or something like that. But I got this.
Oh yes,
Princess Crown figure.
Camera there. Put it close up to the camera. Oh wow, look at that. So is this a newer thing, or was this released a long time ago?
I think this isn't.
Okay, so for podcast listeners, he's holding up a figure of the Princess Crown protagonist. So
her name is Princess
cool.
last name Crown. What's her name?
Isn't it Galadriel or something?
Right.
Yeah, it originally retailed for 4,935 yen.
Does it have like a copyright date on the back or something like that, so we know?
I'm trying to look for that. I'm seeing. I saw an amount of money. I saw a barcode. I see a telephone number. I'm not seeing a copyright date. Maybe I'm missing something.
I mean,
so we don't know if it came out when the game came out in '97 or some later time,
or if it's like a later release kind of PSP.
Oh, I see it. 2005. 2005 is on the front of it.
I'm dumb. PSP game.
Right there on the bottom.
Release. Yeah, coincides with the PSP release.
Still super cool.
Yeah, so it's really cool. So I'll do like a live opening. Even it even has the Atlas logo on the top of it with a little snowman dude.
Nice.
What's his name? Snowboy.
Wiener Bob, thank you for the $1.99 again. He asks, Pat, how many points is that figure on tabletop? Like Warhammer?
If it's this big of a figure, that's about the size of a chicken knight, so probably somewhere between 200 and 250 points. Since it's a named character, it's probably a primary named character, so it's probably has a bit of insane rules. It's got a big sword, so if I had to guess, probably in the 200 to 400 range. depending on what the abilities are. You know, some of those abilities are kind of
Nice.
OP and broken. So, but yeah, it's kind of this nice little accessories, like a little sword. It's got some
Nice.
like eggs for some reason and a crown you can give her. So cool little figurine. I don't think I'm gonna open up because we have the time constraints. I don't think I'm gonna open up
Yeah.
the entire thing on the show, but it's really cool. But it's I just want to let people know that it is unsealed. I've unsealed it, so I've ruined the monetary value of it. So if anybody wants
But
to
now
call
you
me,
can enjoy it, and now she can breathe.
exactly. She can witness. She can hang out with my my cotton figurine and my figure of
Yeah.
Hitomi Umaru-chan. So
Yeah.
Cool.
but yeah, got a
What
little.
about you, Dave? Any pickups or cool stuff, or were you done, Pat? Did you have anything else to report?
I think that's it. I got
Okay.
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay. Well, awesome.
Yeah,
That's a great pickup.
nothing exciting. I mean,
Okay.
I got a new capture card, so but I mean, I can't show it to you because I forgot to. It doesn't matter. Anyway,
Yeah.
Unplug it and plug in and show it to the audience.
I will be able to stream better and capture game footage better
That'll be
than I
good.
was. So that's good. And
Capture it gooder.
yeah, just
Make
good-
it
gooder,
faster.
gooder equipment, harder,
Gooder,
better,
faster, better.
stronger.
Yeah.
You bought a
but-
capture card instead of buying mine?
You weren't.
What? Sorry,
No.
I
Yeah.
just got off my stream. What?
Yeah, no,
Hi-
I didn't buy
hi-
yours.
hi, Emerald
How
Nova.
would you stream
Thanks for joining
if I bought yours?
Yes,
What?
Emerald Nova has joined the chat, Mr. Emerald of Nova.
Which we'll get to your announcement later in the show. But
No, Eric.
Oh, no,
Eric
no,
says. Eric says just as long as we can still get Robo Dave. Unfortunately, we mourned the loss of Robo Dave last
oh darn.
week
When he
when
got
I
it, yeah.
when I announced that I have a new audio interface. So, I mean, I could always bring Robo Dave back
think-
for like a anniversary or something like that. I'll just plug in the old USB 2.0
And just wait for an
Yeah.
hour.
interface.
Good idea.
I'll have to wait for the anniversary on that.
Right.
Mm.
The 30th Shiro
but-
anniversary. When we're all in our 60s and we're touring like with our old backup band that's no original members in it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
what we really should do is get
Sega
the
Saturn
360
rules.
controller and use the headset on that.
That works.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Well, I am, as you can see, back from my sickness. So sorry if I clear my throat a little bit. I at least have a voice now, as opposed to a week ago when I basically couldn't talk. My voice was like super low and
So you're not down with the
raspy.
sickness anymore?
No, I'm not down with sickness anymore.
Well,
Thankfully,
unfortunately, you
I
can't
was-
open up your hate and let
sneezing
it
and
flow into
coughing and-
yourself. So sucks.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'm feeling much better. I do have a pickup though. It is a figure. It is not a waifu, and it is Sega related. So
Interesting.
here we go.
what's the
It
cup size,
is
Dan? Oh wow, that is a big cup
Kazuma
size,
Kiryu.
dude.
Lower,
Wow,
yeah,
what are you
from
talking about? It's
Yakuza
not. It's,
Slash like a dragon. Sorry, I'm cutting
Yeah,
off a little bit on the
dude,
camera.
you're
It's
gonna
too
have to
high.
censor that.
I
I'm gonna
love
put a
the
censor
backpack.
bar over you, dude.
He's not a waifu. He's a husbando.
Yeah,
he is
but it's topless
super
now.
awesome.
We're getting like demonetized,
topless.
dude.
I had to get him topless because I mean that's when like shit's going down in a Yakuza game is when the shirts come off and like his back tat's so awesome. It's so cool. He looks
And
awesome.
that's
And this is
Dame
the first,
Dene
like,
guy, right?
Yakuza figure I have. What's that?
That's Dame Dene guy, right?
It is Dama Dane guy. Yes, yes. His
Okay.
He sings Baka Mitai.
Baka hentai?
yeah,
I love that.
I also have
Just
came in
like
this
4
week.
years ago.
I've got shirtless Majima coming in whenever they decide to manufacture and ship him. Probably.
Isn't
in a
he
few
just
months,
shirtless
so.
by default?
No, he usually, well, sort of. He wears like a snakeskin jacket over a bare chest, so
Yeah.
the jacket's off, and he comes with like his knife, so he's gonna be awesome too. Majima's great.
Nice.
So yeah, that's my pickup. Very happy with him. He's super detailed. They did a good job with the shading and everything.
So you're gonna get Dame Dene guy and 24-hour princess, 24-hour Cinderella guy.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Sounds
Love
like fun.
Yakuza.
Don't you have something else coming in the mail too?
I do. Do you want me to announce it now, or wait until I actually get it to show it off?
Probably wait till show it off. But yeah, there's something
Okay.
big we're getting, Dan. I got tracking for it.
Yeah, which I greatly appreciate. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to help with
That's
some of the
awesome.
coverage on the site. So yeah, look forward to that.
We got more titty waifu figurines.
Yes,
Yeah.
that will help with the
Oh
coverage.
boy.
Oh, there's gonna be some
Yeah.
coverage. All right, my hands in front of Dan's Dan's figures
Whoa,
just showing
like,
off.
What?
The
Jeez,
Beach
almighty.
episode Sega Hard Drills.
Yes.
Very hard.
Yes.
Anyway, before we get into the news, do we want to talk about the community challenge that's still going on for another week?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. We can.
Do you have that up, Pat?
I mean, I can get it up.
Okay,
That wasn't a pun.
I'm sure you can.
Literally, that wasn't a pun. Sorry.
It was a pun for me.
It was a pun for you.
pun.
Yeah. Okay. You can. He'll do it this time. Let me go get that
We're all
up real
having
quick.
fun here.
God damn it.
Okay, so
Pat
I
has
do
no
have a
problem getting it up.
I will kill all of you.
confirmed.
Alrighty.
I
So
do have a statement to read from Double Dime, who is one of the organizers of the Shiro Community Challenge. Double Dime says, "This is the final week of the Kingdom Grand Prix Shiro Community Challenge. Right now, Clicks is leading on stage 1 times with a blazing fast 1 minute 5 seconds 36 milliseconds, and Sega Steve and Double Dime are currently, himself, are going neck and neck for the remaining 5 stages. We also have a monster score by Glenn Jammin at 929,125 points. Congrats to him. He made it all the way to race 2's 4th stage on 1 credit. Dang.
wow.
The challenge will last until the end of November, so there's plenty of time to get in some fast times and some high scores. So get those CRTs rotated and join in the action. By the way, you do not have to actually rotate your CRT, but that is an option if you choose arcade mode.
Just lay
From the
down on your
menu.
couch, guys.
I recommend
on your side.
I'd recommend risking it. Do it when it's on, and then keep flipping it, and just ruin the geometry completely. You know,
Sure, why not?
just completely demolish that
Yeah.
CRT. If you have a
Not to
BVM,
mention
you better
the
flip.
chassis.
Yeah, no one needs that.
Double Dime does also want to say that it's been reported by a few users that the English patch that is available on SegaExtreme.net can potentially get stuck on a blank screen after you finish race 1, after the cutscene when finishing the 6th stage. This can kill your high score run. All reports have been by Satiator users. The unpatched game so far works fine with the Satiator. So that's something to keep in mind. We're not sure what's going on there. We do have an awesome prize patch going to the winners of each stage in the high score category of the competition that is made by our very own Saturn Dave.
Right
I don't know
there,
if we're
dude
showing
over
that.
there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool,
I hope it's good enough. I threw that together in 15 minutes.
No, it's cool.
It's really good. Like,
I like it. I'm sure.
man.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll love it. I know I love it.
Okay. If it works, it works. Because Gregory was like, you know, have you done this yet? Have you done this yet? And I'm like, no. But
I might have to
there's
use
just
my
been
Shiro
so much going
authority.
on.
I might have to use my Shiro authority and have him send me one so I can actually show it off at conventions and stuff.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Moose Track
Nice.
is making the patches. Thank you again to
That's
Moose
the
Track.
thing that
Always
amazes
Thank
me.
you.
I thought for sure, I was like, oh, this has too much gradient or too much detail.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, Moose says it's no problem. Like I cannot. There's nothing that he can't
Nice.
embroider or put together. Yeah, he does some amazing
Yeah.
patches for
Honestly,
sure.
I'd love to do something like that where I get like just a blank jacket and just put all the patches on there and like bring it over to conventions to show off at shows.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
So
That'd
I
be
might have to
great.
hit up Moose Track on that. Moose Track, hit me up and we'll get something going.
And,
If you do want to compete in the challenge, just hop into our Discord server and go to the Community Challenges channel, and you can find that's where you go to report your scores and talk about the game with everybody.
our hats here are care of Moose again.
Yeah,
So
thank you, Moose.
Yeah.
Shouts to Moose.
Wait, I'm bald? I didn't even know that.
The
My-
patch
What?
more.
I can't
My
believe
favorite
it.
Moose. But
So,
yeah.
that's the community
yeah.
challenge. 1
Mhm.
week, enough time to get some good times.
Yeah.
And then we're taking a break, right? We take a break for like a month.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
The next one will be
Everybody kinda-
January.
We had
Yeah,
the
right.
council decided to take
Which-
a break.
Makes sense because it's gonna be the holidays and everything.
Alex
so.
Stoke one's like gotta earn it. It's like I gotta earn it to show up for my own company. it's like
Yes.
I gotta fight this, bruh. Just send it to me so I can put on a jacket so I can show it off to people to get people in this thing. Bruh, please.
What
We'll
else?
discuss it among the council.
We can do our first news item, I guess, which is coming from our very own fellow Shiro, Pandemonium.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Let me get that. That up.
This is a good one. This is a goodie.
Good old rubber squeezing through the mountains.
Yeah.
So this is a new episode on High Velocity Mountain Racing Champion, right? So he actually came out with this as a surprise. Like as soon as that dropped in the Shiro Insider chat. Oh yeah, by the way, if you guys want to watch this early, it's up now on the Shiro Insiders and the Pandemonium like Kofi backers and his Patreon people and stuff too. It's like a whole like a bunch of ways to get to watch it, but you can watch it now if you're on that. But if not, on Saturday he's going to be releasing his new episode on High Velocity Mountain Race Challenge tomorrow. Yeah,
there'll be a live premiere.
Yeah, which was released in Japan as Toge King. Oh, hold on, Toge King. Sorry, turn this down.
Poor Dan. He's
mic's pretty loud.
That's okay.
My mic is probably really loud. Sorry about that. Hopefully, I sound less overdriven.
It was a great video. I watched it twice.
Wow.
And it's great as always. Nick.
It's only an hour and a half this time. It's not 4
It's
hours.
only an hour and a half, but he still didn't half-ass anything. Like it's definitely thorough. Lots of good insights, and yeah, I mean, he even featured the community challenge in there, so that was fun.
Yeah, we did do a community challenge on this game a few months ago.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, honestly.
Pat, are you playing audio right now, or is that just
I'm muted.
Silent video?
It's not a video. Did you want me to unmute it?
Okay.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I was just gonna say the one thing that I was kind of that I was kind of taken by surprise about was Joe, Sega RPG fan, discovered recently, not in time for it to make it into this video that Nick did, but he discovered recently that you actually can tame the D-pad controls by tuning the suspension. Basically, if you and that's not something I think anybody discovered during the community challenge. We all pretty much kind of preferred the racing wheels.
I played D-pad, but I didn't tune it. I just went in raw dogging it.
And I mean, most people, that's the thing, is we were all kind of trying to like come to grips with the game with the standard tuning. But yeah, Joe recently discovered that if you do hard suspension on like the NSX or whatever you do, if you use hard suspension, the D-pad is almost just as manageable as like the wheel, you know. So that's a fun fact for folks who don't own the wheel but want to play this game, especially after watching Nick's video. I'm sure a lot of people will want to. So word up to your mother and to Joe, Sega RPG fan, for discovering that and sharing.
Thank you. That's really awesome.
It's going to premiere at noon Eastern tomorrow, so it's 9 a.m. Pacific and I think 5 p.m. UK time.
It's about an hour and a half.
I love it.
Yeah, hour and a half long.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, so really excited. So yeah, thank you, Panda. I'm excited to watch this. He's in the chat right now doing his Panda stuff, so thank you.
Nice.
Panda Man.
So he just played through Panzer Dragoon Zwei for the 30th. Nice.
Yeah.
I need to touch a video game for the 30th. I have not played anything.
Yeah, I've been so busy today.
Yeah, unfortunately,
I don't think this spoils. This little bit of information will be like a spoiler to this, but I would say that one thing that kind of that I kind of thought was fascinating is that this game came before like the whole Initial D thing and before the drifting craze actually blew up. You know, so like this was back before like anybody really cared or knew about drifting, except for like diehards who were out there on the mountain doing it. So it's kind of interesting that it exists in a world before Initial D. Everything that's come after has kind of been somehow inspired by it. And you can see that in like the later Genki games, like the Tokyo, Tokyo Extreme Race, not Extreme Race, Tokyo Highway Battle. You know, they feature the Toyota AE86 prominently there, you know, but I don't think that was one of the selectable cars here. I'm
not sure. They're all like called Type A, Type B, Type C, even though they're all kind of modeled after.
There's no like Corolla or Trueno. I mean, I think it's...
yeah. The thing is that I think a lot of this is still inspired by the night kids that were the midnight club that was racing on like the Wangon and stuff like that at that point. So
yes,
a lot of that was like speed. Like a lot of people don't know that it wasn't like, you know, Initial D was all Japanese cars. There were Porsches. Like, I mean, the most famous one was that Porsche that the leader of the club drove. That was like insanely fast.
Yeah. Well, also
Like-
the Datsun Z.
Yeah, Datsun Z, of
If
course,
we're
as well.
talking, if we're talking about Wangan, it's the Datsun Z. But yeah, no, I mean definitely like highway racing was first, and then but you had the whole drifting scene, which obviously favored like mountain passes and stuff like that. But it's just interesting. That's one of the things I took away from the video that was kind of cool, was that this game exists in that bubble, that short period of time before drifting just like blew up and Initial D popularized it and everything like that. So it was kind of interesting.
I do like it how it made that sort of style of racing accessible. The people that like had like maybe mid-level cars and upgraded but could compete versus to do the Club Midnight thing, you have to be rocking at least 1,000 horsepower to be able to stand any competition in that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's kind of like, I think Initial D kind of helped I mean, I wouldn't say it single-handedly. The sleeper car always existed, but it really kind of helped popularize the whole like sleeper car idea of like, doing a drag race in a minivan or using an underpowered vehicle, and just doing God mode driving stuff. That's kind of what Initial D did.
Sure, yeah, and I think it's a really fun game. I think people should try it out, and I definitely recommend people watch Panda Moon's video because it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and definitely it's a reason to own a wheel for sure. Like it's so much fun. I
still gotta get one.
I had a wheel. I didn't use it that much, but this game kind of made me reconsider the wheel for like all racing games. I definitely think that each one have to try the wheel out and see how it does, because you never know when you might find a game that it's like, oh wow, this really works, and then some others not so much. It just
Guys,
depends.
we just got the 69 viewers.
Nice.
69.
Nice, thank
Wait,
you.
Hey Pat, did you get any PMs from Frog Bowl in the last couple minutes?
I did.
Discord?
I can't look at it right now because I can't open up the chat because the Discord is open. But I will use the magic of my phone. I will use the magic of my phone, and I will be.
Oh, I did.
Frog Bowl does have something
shit.
exciting coming to the Saturn pretty soon. I guess it's not ready for the playable demo just yet. He still has some bugs. He's going to get it out to us
Should I put
as soon as possible.
Do you want me to? Frog Bowl, do you want me to show off like what you sent me?
The impossible.
That's pretty freaking amazing.
Frog Bowl, do you want me to show it off or just wait? Just let me know, Frog Bowl. I don't want to show off anything, but like what he showed us kind of blew our minds collectively. Like we just saw it on the stream.
He PM'd me a couple minutes ago and my eyes got big. I'm like, whoa, what?
Yeah. I mean, I'm
locked in. I couldn't see it, but you're gonna show it off for the anniversary. All right, so we're gonna show it off. You guys ready?
We have one screenshot here to
Are you
show.
guys
One
ready?
Screenshot.
Are you guys ready?
Here goes. That's pretty amazing. That's pretty awesome. Did you go full screen?
Shenmue on the Sega Saturn, baby. Happy 30th anniversary.
Happy 30th indeed. I'll try to show off the little thing of it.
Nice.
Let's move the thing up a bit.
So I mean, he's got video in the U arcade, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looks like. And there's the
Chat's popping off
on the left there. Yeah,
it's Virtua Fighter RPG.
right.
Fighter
I mean,
RPG.
That's pretty rad. That's pretty rad. I can't wait to see
is.
the little teaser video.
I know, me neither. Thank you,
Of course,
Frog
Frog.
and VBT helped too, I guess. So thank you to both you guys for working on this. This looks awesome.
This is hype.
Okay,
this is hype.
Should he abandon all of his other projects and just work on this?
We just need Shenmue.
All I'm
That's
saying
all.
is, everyone,
Metal Gear Solid.
I appreciate everyone staying at the 69 viewers. Let's keep it there. Nobody join, nobody leave. Let's keep 69 standing strong.
Do you play Lucky Hit? Lucky Hit.
The dream is real. Legends, says
Oh,
Chris
we got
Housen.
70, but still, thank you for 70 views, guys.
Do you
That's
know
just
where
as
we
good.
can
Thanks for
find
watching,
some
everybody.
sailors?
69's still good. Nobody needs to leave, but yeah, definitely let them know that. But yeah, excited. Hopefully, no one's looking at my DMs. I have to keep it open. I don't think there's anything sensitive. Just a bunch
That's pretty
of
rad.
Hopefully
That's
not.
pretty rad. I mean, obviously, obviously, this is a rebuilt. This is like from the ground up. Imagining, right? We need to be
68.
explicit about that. Like, this is not like Frogbolt didn't just somehow find the original demo of Shenmue on Saturn.
Yeah,
I mean, he's obviously built from the ground up some assets and try to make it look like Shenmue running on Saturn. So it'll be interesting to see like what he gets going on there.
Yeah.
And then like what could you actually like sit down on the hang-on cabinet and have it boot up like
Hang on,
Oh,
hang on,
that'd be
Rom.
asking too much. That's crazy.
I'd be asking too much. No, what he really needs to do is he needs to do the living room scene where Rio goes down and gets the Saturn out.
Nice.
That's very meta right there.
Mm-hmm.
You said you'll see.
Play
I'm
as
kind of
that
scared
person.
now.
You'll see.
In the best way. There actually was another
Nice.
fan game I was DM'd that actually had a credit in thanking. It is by a guy named get him up right here, Nisan. He did a Shenmue Shenmue
It's like a quiz game, right? On the
quiz game,
Saturn.
yeah.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
been
yeah.
working on Tales of isn't that Tales of Saturn? He's been working on that.
Is
It's
that
been
Tales
shown
of
off on the
Saturn?
Sega Extreme server.
That was Tales
may
of
be wrong.
Saturn, wasn't it?
Okay, I'm right.
Yeah. and
that
who's-
is Tales
who's
of Saturn. I
here-
did not know that. Oh, hi,
Yeah,
Tales of
who's here
Saturn.
in the chat?
You should have
Yeah,
said
it was
something, bro.
It was a nice little, like what was that quiz game that we were playing, Pat, at PRGE? It was like a Dungeons and Dragons quiz
Yeah. Oh
game.
God, I love quiz games.
Yeah, that was really fun, and the Shenmue one looks pretty cool. Yeah, so
We have two different projects to get Shenmue on Saturn. Finally, all these decades later. So thanks to all you guys for your hard work. It's going to be awesome to see. I hopefully something gets entered into the Sega Extreme
Oh, I can't
competition
show it
that's
off. It's
coming up.
Kind of hard hidden by there, but yeah, it's really cool. Want to give the shout out to that, and hopefully we can get that going soon.
I was going to hide.
Oh, it wasn't
Get out of the
him.
way.
It wasn't Tales of Saturn.
Okay.
it wasn't
Oh,
Tales of
wasn't?
Saturn. Well,
Who was
Sorry.
it?
It was
Now I'm
somebody.
gonna have to look.
you know what? It was maybe it was Tales of Saturn that
They-
featured it on his YouTube channel. Maybe.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, he says
Oh,
it
no,
wasn't him. So
His name's just Nisan. Okay. I don't know why I thought it was Tales of Saturn.
okay.
Yeah, it is a person named Nisan. Naisan. So
Okay.
sorry
Yeah.
sorry about that, Nisan. Nisan is
not-
working on the Shenmue quiz game for Saturn.
I will try to. I want to show that off. I really want to play it tonight, but I.
Oh, Tales of Saturn did show off a little video on Sega Extreme a couple days ago
Yeah.
of his 3D platformer that I did feature in an article on SegaSaturnShiro.com a couple months ago. It looks like he's naming it now Puff Pastry Panic. So that's cool. It looks like he's really made some good progress in a couple of months. The video's on the server here, the Discord server. But yeah, he's got a bunch of trees and buildings, and he had like some little pitter patter running around sound effects and some music. So yeah, it's cool. Keep up the good work there, Tales of Saturn.
Yeah, and we'll try to show that off later. I may write an article about that.
Nice.
But I just want to thank you for putting my name in the credits. So thank you very much for doing that. Next up, Best of Salamander Deluxe Pack Plus. Best of Saturn. It's another Best Saturn by Peter. This one is the Salamander Deluxe Pack. So pretty much I've not know much about this, but it's the collection of Salamander Life Force and Salamander 2 on Saturn, and it seems like he likes it quite a little bit. Like, the game is relatively no frills compilation of the greatest spin-offs, so you can Vic Viper take on hordes of enemies on the planet Salamander. Levels alternate between scrolling and vertical, which is kind of unique. I kind of like that fact. I don't think a lot of games do that, like go between that quite often. The first two games are decently 8-bit, with Salamander 2 looking more advanced, like a sort of 16-bit or 32-bit style game. So that's really cool. I love the look of the style, and I love I think the people that worked on the early versions of this did maybe it was another company did the last resort on Neo Geo. I think that was another company though.
Oh, Last Resort. That's a good one. That's a kind of well, I wouldn't say it's like a hidden gem or anything, but it's one of those good ones that kind of goes overlooked. This reminds me a lot of the Parodius Deluxe Pack, which I think they also put out, right?
Yeah.
Or Twin Bee.
Yeah.
Twin Bee has a double pack.
Yeah, so I mean, there's so many shmups on the Saturn that ones like this kind of tend to get overlooked. But yeah, no, it's really good, especially if you like Salamander.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly. So if you guys want Salamander, get the collection. It actually is really good. I don't know if it's pricey or not. If any of y'all could let me know if it's a pricey item. I know that the Parodius one is kind of expensive, but
Is Sega Steve in the chat here? He would know.
Get the
probably.
chat. Do you get it from
Probably
Mr.
so
Hi to-
Steve?
Just want to say hello to Voltar in chat, 8-bit SNK boy, saying hi to everybody. Hi back, and hi to my buddy Jom, who says Sakura Tyson is one of the best games ever on Saturn. It is true.
Bulk
Yeah.
Slash is pretty good too, especially those dudes that
Bulk
did the
Slash is pretty
did
good.
the dub
Yeah,
version
Japanese
of that.
consumers
Yeah.
agree.
But they're pretty cool
The
people.
dub actors were excellent in
Yes. And the
in
people that
our
worked on it.
Bulk Slash.
Specifically somebody that might be in this on this couch.
Oh, yeah, no.
Or in
It's
the
fine.
back chat.
Oh, in the chat,
Yeah,
yeah, too.
or
Oh my god, I'm so sorry,
we have
Mumpus.
2 Bulk Slash
Mumpus, you
core
can
members
slap
here.
me next time I see
Chat.
you.
There you go. You can just
All
slap
about
Pat
Mumpus.
anyway.
Yeah,
I
just
like
do it
to slap
anyways.
people anywhere, yeah.
But
I
yeah,
deserve it.
so Salamander, yeah, again, it's on my ODE, but I wouldn't say that I've played this a ton. But again, you know, it's another game with a Vic Viper in it. That Vic Viper has made it into so many different shmups.
He was even on
but-
a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a card in Japan
Jeez.
called in America, and the American version is called Gradius, but it's in Japan the card's called Epic Hero Vic Viper, and it's basically the Gradius ship. Capcom has a lot of those archetypes
Cool.
of Yu-Gi-Oh because obviously they publish it. So
yeah.
Dark Savior, I'm playing Bulk Slash right now. Nice. Playing Saturn while watching a Saturn show. That's the life.
Wow. Next up, we've got Under the Microscope from Bo Bales, Soul Calibur.
Yeah, we do have a
Nice.
little Dreamcast love here on the show, on our Saturn show. Bo Bales did look at the demo disc for Soul Calibur.
Well, yeah, he asked me. He was like, "Dave, is it appropriate if I post Dreamcast patches?" And I'm
no,
like,
sorry. Yeah.
no, people don't like Dreamcast here. No, of course, you know, the more the merrier. Heck, if he wants to do Genesis, that's great.
Genesis.
But yeah, no. So he's gonna start sprinkling in some Dreamcast stuff, which I think is great.
Yeah, he did this in Echo now for the Dreamcast.
Oh, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
Yeah, a few weeks ago.
why don't
Yeah.
you take it away, Dan?
Okay. So yeah, Bo took a look at the demo disc for Soul Calibur, which was bundled with the Soul Calibur starting guide, kind of like a player's guide. And I guess the demo disc normally only lets you play as 2 characters, and it just has versus battle. All the other modes are locked off. So Bo did some poking around in the code, as he does with all these different games, and of course he found a way to unlock all that stuff. So, and he did put a patch up that you can download from SegaExtreme.net's resource section. And when you apply that patch to the demo disc, you can access the arcade mode, the mission battle, extra survival, and a test mode called Motion Monitor, which is normally not accessible in the main game, but is also hidden in the main game. Little known fact. I guess you can also play as pretty much every character with this patch in the demo mode. Not quite. I think unlockable characters, like normally unlockable characters, you can't play as, like they're not ready to go yet or something in the demo disc. But still, you can play as more than just 2, so that's super cool.
Yeah, he learned. I love when he hacks that and you're able to play like everything. It's like it locks all
Yeah.
the puzzles. I was like, nope, now you can play everybody in the demo mode.
Yeah, why not? And you know, it's cool to see kind of the differences between like the demo version that they made and then the final version of the game that came out, you know, a few months later or whatever. So I guess the ending theater and the character profiles in the museum crash the game. The mission battle does crash the game, even though it's technically accessible after the patch. I guess the game seems a little weird, he says, about the order in which you face opponents. Some will repeat, or in survival mode, you can get stuck facing Mitsurugi over and over again. Surprisingly, there is an internet splash screen that differs from the Japanese final versions that he's got there.
Yeah.
The US
Yeah.
version has the internet option disabled, but it says we cannot internet.
We
dot, dot,
cannot
dot,
internet.
Bottom of the
That should
screen.
be a
if you manually
meme.
read.
That should be a meme.
Yeah.
Whenever
I cannot
anybody has
internet.
we cannot internet.
When our stream goes down, we cannot internet.
We
Yeah,
cannot
that's-
internet. No, I love
Yeah,
it.
when we robo.
That needs to be a meme.
Yeah.
Like, all your
And
days belong to us. Our belong
Yes.
to us.
So also when you beat the arcade mode, it keeps showing the story text behind the credits scroll, which in the final game that goes away, and it doesn't show your clear time on the name entry screen in the demo version. So just some fun little differences, kind of see how they sort of evolved the development. Yeah, so thanks, Bo. Thanks for writing this up and looking into this and, poking around. I love Soul Calibur. I love the Soul Calibur series. I didn't buy a PS1 until, I don't know, like 2009 or something. I got like a used one for $20 from GameStop. And I did it solely so that I could play Soul Edge because
Solely
I
for
love Soul
Soul
Calibur
Edge.
so much. Yeah, and for some reason my PS2 wouldn't read the PS1 discs, even though it's like an old fat PS2. It couldn't do it. It didn't want to play it. So I'm like, all right, I guess I got to get PS1. So yeah, I'm a stand for Soul Calibur.
For folks who don't know, who might be new to the stream or whatever, Bo is one of our community members who he's a programmer by trade, and he's learning Ghidra, the tool Ghidra, and used Saturn and Dreamcast reverse engineering as kind of like just a fun project to teach himself.
Like a teaching
Ghidra.
tool.
Yeah, like a teaching tool to learn Ghidra, which happens to be like a reverse engineering, programming tool. It's
Decompilation.
Decompilation tool. But yeah, that led to just finding out so much cool stuff in all these different games, and you can follow him on his reverse engineering blog, Rings of Saturn, which is linked at the bottom of this article.
It's on Substack.
Highly recommend.
Yeah,
So
he's been finding stuff that have been hitting in games for years, like stuff that's like.
Bo is a guy who kicks ass. I agree.
Yeah, he is.
There's so many stuff that he's covered. Rabbit, Panzer Dragoon, Saturn Bomberman, Silhouette Mirage, Swagman, Tiger King Spirits, and just a ton of other games.
And he also guest hosts on Green Hill Zone or GHZ podcast. So you can check him out there too, because he's got there's been a lot of great episodes with him. We need to get him on the podcast for sure.
We do. Get him on that cast. Get him in the seats. Butts in the seats.
Oh, he was. He was on our.
He was.
Yeah, he was on.
Yeah, he was.
You did. You hosted the damn podcast, Dave.
Yeah, no, the reverse engineering, and patching and hacking Saturn games. So that was a couple editors' corners ago. But yeah, check that out.
We'll get him back on.
We'll get him back. My memory is failing me.
It's cool,
Saturn's 30 years old. I'm older than that.
You're older. Yeah.
Yeah. So. But that's awesome. Soul Calibur, excellent game. Glad to see him delving into Dreamcast territory and sharing it.
Exactly. All right. So
next up is Burning Rangers. Go
69. We're at.
Speaking of Bo, huh?
Yeah, because Bo does love Burning Rangers. That's his favorite Saturn game. So Burning Rangers' 30th anniversary soundtrack CD set is out now in Japan. Unfortunately, it did not come out in the West technically, but you can import it from, Play
Anywhere.
Asia.
Play Asia.
Yeah, other sites.
Amazon Japan.
On Amazon Japan. You can
easily get it from everywhere.
Yeah, it's about $30, $30 US. So anyway, it's out now, and to commemorate the release, Burning Rangers' original director and character designer has hinted that the series could return. Naoto Oshima said Monday on X, formerly Twitter, the Burning Rangers 30th anniversary album is now complete. It will be released on November 22nd. Please support us by purchasing the album with the goal of bringing back the Burning Rangers. And that's not like a machine translated quote. Like, he wrote it in Japanese and in English. So those are his words.
Nice.
Now, Oshima no longer works at Sega. He helped form our Zest in 2010, where he's still executive vice president. So his message may be, nothing more than some optimism.
Right.
But he does still work closely with his former employer at Sega, because he was a development producer and character designer for Sonic Superstars, which came out last year and was developed by his company, our Zest.
Right.
So maybe he's a little more aware of Sega's thinking than, someone who's just wishing and hoping from the outside.
Yeah,
maybe
so it's
he
definitely
knows that.
possible.
It's worth knowing that the creator is interested, has an interest in bringing it back, because then if Sega does, what's the next logical step? I mean, they're doing this initiative to bring back classic IPs, right? So if they know that they've got a passionate group of ex creators that are interested in bringing back these things, they might hook up and do something. So
what's more is his post was reposted on X by someone who does still work at Sega, and that's the
Oh,
person
nice.
who was in charge of this 30th anniversary soundtrack set, and that was Naofumi Hataya.
Oh yeah.
He reposted it, and then he did give a comment yesterday in which he said, "I feel good." Now I translated this. I did look at machine translation, and I was able to partially read it myself, and then I was looking at Japanese dictionaries for a little bit. So, and I kind of did my own translation of it. And he said, "I feel good that I was able to settle up these 3 volumes this year and last year. I wrote lots of liner notes, and I have no regrets. Congratulations on the 30th anniversary." And the 3 albums, the 3 volumes he's talking about are, he posted the images of them. The Nights soundtrack that came out last year from Data Disc, and then
Vinyl.
this year's, on vinyl, and then Sega Rally Championship from earlier this year, and Burning Rangers that came out this week.
I want those
Yeah.
other 2 on
Yeah,
vinyl, please.
Naofumi Hataya is a
really.
name I'm very familiar with because he was the sound director on Nights. And then he went on to do the composition on Journey of Dreams, which was also really great music-wise. I mean, so definitely, that's awesome.
He
I don't
still
belong
works
in
on
Wonderland, but-
soundtracks at Sega to this day, which is cool.
I mean, I love Burning Rangers almost as much as I love Nights. Like, it definitely is one of those games that's just like dripping Sonic Team. That they just had this vibe to their games, and Burning Rangers is one that just came so late in Saturn's life that it really just was never fully appreciated. I think by the greater public, and I feel the same way about like games like Deep Fear, which was Sega but System Sacom, and like that's another one that came just right at the tail end, and it just the Dreamcast was already being so hyped that those things just kind of flew
or
under
even
the
being
radar.
sold, actually.
And I mean, there was so much hard work poured into them, and love and creativity. And I mean, you can watch some documentaries on YouTube or whatever about them, or play the games. But I mean, I would love to see I would love to see Burning Rangers come back in some kind of form, and I think
Definitely, that'd be amazing. Like, do like a remaster, of the old game, or like a reimagining, and give us some more levels and expanded gameplay and whatnot. That'd be awesome.
Also, I love game soundtracks on CD, believe it or not. Like, I mean,
really?
As much as I love, as much as I love game soundtracks on vinyl, I am a sucker for game soundtracks on CD. And I kid you not, you buy it now because this will probably end up being worth a lot of money. Like once they run out, because if you look at like VGMDB, some of those old CD soundtracks that came out in Japan are worth some crazy money now.
I know the F-Zero one is like was in the thousands at one point.
Really?
Man.
So I mean, like get it now while you can.
Scotty Mo said, "I pre-ordered my OST. Woo! I'm doing my part."
You're doing your part.
Your part.
That's the second time we've referenced that. I think I did the same thing with Dan today too.
Question is, do you have a CD player to play it in? I know a lot of people are like using the CD drive in their car, if they even have one anymore, for like mounting their phone or something like that. Like they have those like.
I don't do that anymore. I just rip it directly from the disc into my streaming thing.
You know what? If you have a Sega Saturn, you have a CD player.
You do have a CD player in your
You can't play a
Saturn.
CD on your PS4 or your PS5, but you can in your Sega Saturn.
You play CD on a PS4.
Can you?
But
Does
you
it
know
do
what?
audio CDs?
Yeah, it does
It's
audio
also
CDs.
fun. It's also fun to just grab like an old Sony Discman on offer or whatever, and rock a disc, like we did in high school back in.
I still have my high school Discman. Yeah, definitely. And
really?
and
I have your high school Discman. Nice.
Oh yeah, it's scratched up, but it still works, baby.
Scratched up to hell. Yeah, for sure.
Maybe you're right. I could have sworn that it did, but it didn't play DVDs. Maybe I got that mixed up. Oh well. I might have been playing, because I remember playing a CD on that, but I think it was on my PS3. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I thought, maybe I'm wrong, but I thought I had heard that like you can't play audio CDs anymore on like the newest PlayStations. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, maybe
it is like that. Yeah.
Oh,
Is
okay.
it?
They did get rid of that.
Music CD on a PlayStation 4, for example.
Oh, that's a shame.
Okay, yeah,
that's
okay.
crazy. See, Sega Saturn, more functionality than
Exactly.
a
There we
PlayStation
go.
4.
Yeah. More games
I'm
too.
not even kidding. Like when
games.
so when I picked up a Saturn the first time, that was like my CD player for my bedroom.
Really? Nice.
Yeah. And I hooked it up to some nice speakers. Well, nice. I hooked it up some decent speakers.
Did you get those
that was
blue van speaker deals, Dave?
Yeah. Well, my and my brother-in-law who had a PlayStation, so he didn't have a Saturn back in the day, but the PlayStation was his CD player. I remember he told me he would like, bring his girlfriend home and put on some romantic music on his PlayStation. I'm like, okay, yeah.
I was imagining putting what was that jazz artist? The jazz artist George
Sade?
Benson. George Benson.
Oh, yeah. No, but I mean that's what we did back then. You have a
Did you also
32-bit console.
Did you also enjoy the function of changing the
Oh, the
sounds and
yeah. The Saturn had a really
Pitch.
cool chip that could modify. It could remove the vocals, kind of, increase the bass or whatever. Yeah,
and,
warp
and
the
pitch,
sound.
and
That was
pitch
really
the
fun.
voices. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was funny.
PlayStation don't.
Yeah,
Sega
PlayStation do
does
not.
what Sony don't.
certainly
yeah.
can't do that on a Switch.
No.
I mean, I don't think
No.
can you even play CDs on any of the Nintendo disc?
No, you cannot.
You
No.
can't.
It was like even with Nintendo, it's like there's been third-party stuff. Like I remember on the DS that somebody came out with like a third-party MP3 player or something like that. But I mean with Sony, they were always, with the PSP, you could play music in some form, I think.
And movies also.
And
I
movies,
think
yeah.
the DSi could play MP3s natively.
I guess that's true. Yeah, no, you're right. Okay, yeah.
But yeah,
But
if you guys want, you could buy the CD on Amazon Japan, Beep Shop, Disc Union, Ebiten, and Play Asia. So there's a
How
lot of good
much?
options right
About
there.
$30.
$30. Okay, cool.
$32.
Yeah.
Christmas gift. That's something
Yeah,
to
there you
ask
go.
for.
Stocking stuffer.
Next up, Yaba-san Shiro update.
Yeah,
Nice.
so the Yaba Sanshiro emulator, Saturn emulator, got an update to its Windows version for the first time in more than 2 years, since like August of 2022. Because the developer, DevMeX, has really focused Yaba Sanshiro, which is a fork of the Yabause emulator, on mobile platforms, like not just mobile
Android, right?
PCs, but like Android phones. He just got it onto the iOS store for iPhones earlier this year, which was a struggle for him, but he did finally do it.
Right.
But people had been clamoring for some updates to the Windows version, which of course has some really good debugging features, but it is buggy. The emulation is buggy, and it had fallen way behind the mobile versions. So this new version, 1.16.3, does bring it in line with the current mobile versions. You can download it from DevMeX's website, which is uoyabause.org. We have a link to it on our story on SegaSaturnShiro.com.
Nice.
He wrote a blog post that was titled "Happy 30th Birthday," and in that blog post, DevMeX waxed nostalgic about the Saturn on its 30th anniversary. He said, on November 22nd, 1994, the Sega Saturn was launched, equipped with unprecedented multimedia capabilities, which we just talked about. It quickly became a playground for game development experimentation, inspiring countless innovations and leading to the creation of many timeless masterpieces. At the heart of it all was a strong passion for embracing new challenges. To preserve the spirit forever, I've been continually developing a Sega Saturn emulator. On this 30th anniversary, to once again share this passion with the world, I am releasing the Windows version of Yaba Sanshiro. So yeah, it's got a lot of bug fixes. He added a game browser interface, which is kind of neat. It's a little visually glitchy when I was trying it out, but it is neat. You can like point it at a folder on your computer, and it will look at all the subfolders in it and read all the games that are in it, and then it'll populate the cover art for all of them, and just have like a nice listing with all the names. And then you can just go scroll through it and double click on the one you want to play, and it'll pop it right up. So that's a very nice little quality of life thing. A revamped SDL input handling to support modern game controllers. I haven't tried that out yet, but I'm very excited about it because that's one of the reasons that I like BizHawk the most recently, is because I don't have to do any fiddling. I can just boot up the emulator, pick up my Xbox controller that's plugged in through USB, and just use it. just play a Saturn game. So I'm hoping that's how it works now with Yabasan Shiro, because before I've just used a keyboard. Simplify the settings interface, improve full screen functionality, integrated Vulkan window into the main window.
Dan,
Lots of cool stuff.
Do you emulate a lot? Do you find yourself using emulation?
Well, I do often to take screenshots for the website and social media and stuff. But I mean, it is also easy if I'm just like sitting at my PC and I want to like, check a game out for a few minutes. Yeah, you can just run an emulator.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
So I have a bunch of different emulators on my computer.
And that's usually the thing with emulation is it's like you want to get those screenshots or you want to fire up some teaser patch or whatever, but you don't want to be using your computer's keyboard, And
the red label games and privacy.
I didn't realize BizHawk was that good with the Xbox controller though, like that kind of automatic.
It is.
Yeah, but Yabasan Shiro, it's like you said, it's based on Yabause, right? So I imagine it's good for folks testing out different. So Yabause seems to be really good for like programmers, right? And folks who are
it's good for debug tools when you're investigating how to translate a game or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, because you can look at the graphics being displayed on screen at this moment. It'll pause the game and show you. You can go through one by one a list of all the sprites. On screen, and then you can look at all the different VDP2 layers, and it'll kind of tell you the addresses of where they are in memory, which is super useful. And then you can look at the memory. You can dump the memory for each VDP or the main work RAM or the color RAM, and then you can go bring that up in a hex editor and mess around with it or pull it out or whatever.
You can make your dude,
it's very useful.
Make your dude like change hats.
Right. So like for just straight up game development.
What?
Well,
I always look.
Well, Emerald, I know. Was that a question, or were you?
No. I was just gonna say, for straight up game development, like we normally like rely on MedDefend because of the accuracy of the emulation, and I'm hoping that this update kind of brings it more in line with what's out there with Beetle/MedDefend cores.
Hopefully.
But like the like Dan was saying, like the debugging interface is really good. And sometimes I will roll back into Yaba, and even if it's broken on the game, it at least helps me navigate my memory a lot easier than trying to go through MedDefend. Because MedDefend
doesn't it also have support for the online, like the netlink stuff?
It
emulates.
Does. It does. Unfortunately, some of those gains last time I tried them out weren't working. Like Duke Nukem. Like fundamentally broken. Hopefully this update fixes it. I haven't had a chance to try it out, but like for the primary use case I'm concerned with is if the compatibility becomes better, if it handles more the VDP2 stuff better, more audio stuff better, it might be more practical development tool because you have more direct access to various parts of memory, which is like 90% of your problems is trying to navigate that and try to examine what's going on. Why are my colors all screwy?
Hot Machine says that Kronos has the same debugger.
Yeah, because that's also based on...
That's based on Yaba.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yes,
cool. So,
and that is another fork that is continuously updated, once or twice a year. They've been working on that one.
That's funny. Okay.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Nice. Speaking of Emerald, we've got an announcement. This next article is all you, buddy.
No, let's save that for next week. I'm just joking.
Let's just save it for next week.
Cat.
Announcing no, okay, go ahead.
After months and months, like normally this happens way earlier in the year, but I'm kind of happy it finally came together at the exact moment when it did. I actually, like right before I joined this stream, I just got off of my other stream doing some development with Ray, and this announcement, the 30th anniversary Sega Saturn game competition. So today, obviously, we are celebrating the Japanese birthday for the Sega Saturn, November 22nd.
Saturn's literal birthday.
Exactly.
I mean, Saturn's
released
Japanese
to the world.
It released to Japan, right?
Sure.
But Saturn's American
if you were
birthday,
Sega Lord X, you imported it if you were Mel, right? So
That's
you got
true.
it.
All the cool guys imported all the cool stuff.
It's the inception, basically, the inception date, or not the inception, the delivery
public
date,
availability date.
Yeah. I mean,
but the American birthday is on May 11th.
Right.
And so now the competition lives between those two dates now, and I'm happy to keep it there for the time being.
Nice.
So I've done this announcement today on the Japanese birthday. the competition will come to a conclusion with no exceptions and no time extensions on May 11th, the North American birthday.
Okay.
The European birthday lives somewhere in the middle there. We don't really care too much about PAL, so forget them.
Not a pal for us.
The Sega, rip the Sega guys. No.
Yeah.
Who are here with
RIP.
us. No.
Let's get those cry
we
emoji
do.
Sega guys
we
in the
do
chat.
care. We care about the PAL. We care about the European birthday. And we care about their perspective. But yeah, it's true. I mean,
Speak for yourself, Dave.
it's true. Like people tend to glorify the Japanese launch or the
honestly,
failed botched.
It is interesting seeing like the PAL always looked down upon for everything. Like I remember going to game conventions, people like, oh, I don't collect PAL stuff. Oh, don't touch it. Garbage. Like guys, like seriously. I've seen so many like negative reactions to PAL stuff. It actually is kind of saddening, and that's sad because there's some exclusive stuff.
Okay, to be fair, they probably played Sonic though, and it's a very understandable reaction.
That's what I've heard in Germany.
Kind of slowed down.
Yeah,
There's
I know.
Good
Momphis,
diehard Sega fandom in the UK.
Yeah, Momphis and I were actually talking about that at Gamescom about the European hidden history, right, Momphis?
Yeah.
About that, and like a lot of people were complaining about Sonic being slow and stuff, but some people actually said they liked it because it like is how they grew up with Sonic, right?
Yeah, and they got irritated, or it's strange for them if they play then the original 60 hertz versions, especially with the music going much faster and the gameplay being too fast for them or something like that.
Yeah,
like watching a movie with like motion interpolation turned on or whatever.
Yeah,
it's just like off-putting because you're just so used to that slower frame rate. Yeah.
I can't help but think of someone with like a broken boombox that's just been listening to the same tapes over and over again. With
girl,
like,
you know, it's girl, you know, it's girl, you know.
Yeah, and then you listen to the song, the way it was composed, the way it was supposed to be run or supposed to be played. And it's like, hey, this is weird. No, you're wrong. That's how June and Michael and I forgot the name of the first guy. That's how they made it.
So to put this into perspective, though. Emerald, I like what you're doing here. It's very creative. And I think it illustrates the point that for some Tiger teams or like early second party, I guess, developers who were like given jobs to do, like Bug or whatever, the Saturn's launched right in Japan, and they're like, okay, we have this much time until, we have this rushed out launch. And David Warhol, he said that they kind of knew about it. Like they heard about the rush launch early on enough that they were like really rushing that deadline. So we'll kind of see folks do the same thing here from the 22nd here up to May 11th. We'll see how much crunch goes on.
You wrote here in the article that the entries have to be in by April 11th, and then the judges will have a month to then announce the results on the May 11th birthday. Correct?
Okay, so they actually have less time. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, people have known that I've been trying to make this announcement for a while now, so at least the community is kind of aware of like, yeah, there's some stuff going on. To answer Nathan's questions earlier up in chat, if you've done any work at all to improve something in the last year since the last competition, submit it. Please submit. I want to see it. I want to see everything that you guys have done. I want to see Frog Bull stuff. I want to see Yaba showed up in utilities. I want to see what you guys have been
showing
because
off
we have
their
three
stuff.
different.
No excuses.
Yeah.
You
see
got
that stuff, boys.
Right.
Yeah.
Playable Shenmue.
So, playable Shenmue. Submit it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a rebuild of the engine or if it's a patch of like a demo disc or whatever.
It looks ground up
game.
just from the graphic assets. Yeah. They look close, but it doesn't look the same as like what we saw in the little demo video. It looks ground up, but it looks good. Do
you want to tell us about the three categories, Noah?
Yeah. So there's original games, hacks, patches, and translations, and utilities. Original games is something that you made, or if you're rebuilding something. If you had to rebuild the engine, like tear it apart, build it back up, and just have to re-implement it from like a completely different console, still OG. Hacks, patches, and translation, that's mostly just like the translations category, but it's also like, hey, I made it so that the cars can fight in this fighting game or something like that by default, something like that.
Yeah.
Like the NBA Jam Walrus Edition. That goes in there.
That's a hack.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and the utilities is just like anything that's like adjacent to, not necessarily software that runs on the Saturn, or anything that's like not like a game.
Right.
So like the save utilities, emulators, game editor software,
Game
anything for like
copiers,
dev
stuff like
tools.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now, do you want to tell us about the judges that are going to be judging all this, our panel?
Yeah. So we have our Supreme Court of 9 Saturn judges. We have
Okay.
Cerbero, who is returning from an earlier competition. He dropped out for a few years. Now he's back to help serve the community.
Welcome back.
As a judge there. I could have written that better a little bit in the article, but you guys get the point. Seen him before. He was gone for a bit. Now he's back. Dad's come home with the milk.
Okay.
And the cigarettes.
And the
See you,
cigarettes.
Scotty Mo. Have a good one. Happy holiday.
Yeah, Krista Lee is from a modder repair from Sound Retro Co. Coming back to judge again. David Jimenez, another longtime Sega Extreme community member.
I think she also does
Gina the
music
Next Level.
composition too.
What?
I think she does some music
yeah,
composition
yeah.
stuff too.
No, so I haven't seen too much of Krista stuff. I don't know. Does she do like tracker music?
I think so. I remember she had a vinyl release through like a ship to shore phono company. So I could have sworn she did some music, but it may have been
I
something
totally
else.
missed that.
But I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah, it's not on our website, so I just didn't track it or anything like that.
We got G to the next level.
Yeah, G to the next level. So he's a new judge. It's kind of a big deal. Somehow he escaped my radar earlier on, but he not only is he like a pretty dedicated Sega retro guys, like a lot of Genesis stuff too, but the Saturn's in that mix. But also he works directly with some developers. So he's worked a bit with Capcom. And he has a lot of FaceTime with Sega. I really like his interviews with the Sonic the Hedgehog voice actors. So he just recently had an interview with Roger Craig Smith and also Mike Pollock. I think it was like at a recent Sonic-based convention or something like that I somehow didn't know about or didn't go to.
And fun fact, I actually did an interview for Mike Pollock like 10 years ago.
Oh, really?
No, more than 10 years ago.
Yeah, to me, I want to see it.
2009.
Yeah.
Did I post?
Yeah, we saw G. Oh, go ahead.
I'll see if I can find it. It's on a defunct website, but this was like in 2009, so I'll see if I can find it. It might be gone.
Oh my God.
But we saw G at Portland Retro Gaming Expo, and Emerald, did you attend the panel with me, or was that Pat? Okay, he did a great panel. Did a really good panel on Sega's innovations and stuff like that, and personal favorites and stuff like that. It was really great. It was nice. There wasn't a
he
lot of
attended your
crossover.
panel too.
Yeah, and he attended our panel, and believe it or not, his panel had a bunch of different information, so it was good. There wasn't too much crossover. It was actually really good. And we talked, and he visited the Sega Lounge, so it'll be nice to have him a part of the judge panel. We've also got Jason Steele, Film Cow, right?
Yeah. Film Cow
coming back.
For the Video Game Valley is kind of like his big thing. So he does a lot of Saturn streaming, like a surprising amount.
Every Saturday.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Video Game
I
Valley.
still think it's crazy that he's part of the community now. It's really weird because I watched this stuff in high school, and it's like I don't know.
And we're doing it for a long time.
I backed the Llamas with Hats revival thing.
Oh, did you?
Right. Yeah. So I'm waiting for my Blu-ray.
Nice.
But that he's got that going on for him right now. But I was surprised because he doesn't archive these at all. Like he has a lot of gameplay on his YouTube channel. It's just like
he archives it. You just have to look under like past live streams.
Oh,
you can watch it all again. Yeah, there's like he has a playlist. Like each year's live streams or something, he's got playlists.
Yeah, YouTube is not good at featuring that on their YouTube videos.
No.
Like the same thing here. Like if you missed a live stream, if you click on our live section or our playlist with the Shiro live things, it should have everything. And of course, we have the audio version of that as well.
Right.
I think it's like YouTube changing the interface or something like that. Because I remember last time I went looking for some of his older stuff, it was like last year when I was trying to get links together.
Yeah.
But
so who's next?
So we're
Johannes Fetz.
Yeah. So he's the guy that make Joe Engine. So anyone that's starting on Saturn programming, that's the place you go. Joe Engine is a very good and simple way to get started real quick on some 2D games. You got to take Pone sound onto it from Mountain 64, and you're just good to go. The majority of my games have been made in that format.
Nice.
Right. Pandemonium and Saturn Dave and Trano Co. I mean, we got two of you guys already here. his cat somewhere, eating, shooting, and leaving. But the Shiro guys, and I think we know them well enough. We don't really need to introduce them. We kind of like know their specific tastes a little bit.
Yeah, who are those guys?
Yeah. Yeah. But
I am going to be waiting. Yeah, my whole thing is I'm going to be waiting any entries like if they've been previously released. So for example, Cine Ryu is going to be incredibly docked. No, I'm just kidding. Back when, I don't really consider like what you posted before was basically like a tech demo. So if you end up doing Cine Ryu, which you've been hyping it up for years, I'm really looking forward to seeing what you got.
I'm not sure how ready it's going to be for like the full vertical slice by the time we get to April.
Well, you just said that anybody who's been working on anything has to play.
Yeah. No.
Right.
I will submit something. It's probably not going to be the full dungeon crawl experience that I'm imagining.
No problem.
It might just be some combat stuff. We are working on the quest system. That's what we were working on the previous stream, and so maybe I'll have like a separate visual novel prelude thing going on.
Okay.
I mean, if you've got collision and some kind of simple AI, or just any kind of logic, I'll be impressed.
Right.
I'll
hold you to that.
Yeah, you can hold me to that.
But the whole idea here is that we pick out these judges and we want to get a mix in. We want to get a diversity of tastes, and because part of the game here is to work toward their biases. I don't want 9 people that only really love shoot 'em ups or only really love puzzle games or something like that. So we kind of we get a feel for like some of the judges really respect some technical expertise, some coding gymnastics. Some of the judges just really like playing arcade games. And you want to kind of like tailor, a little bit toward the taste of those judges, or just, work toward your vision so strongly that it's insurmountable how good the game is.
Right.
Both approaches work. And
my bias, full disclosure, is make a game. Make it.
Your bias is racing games.
Everyone gets first place.
Beginning, middle, and end. Put it in a nice package. Make it something that feels complete. I think we're kind of like beyond the whole like rough tech demo phase, right? Because we're at what, the 30th now, 30th anniversary, and you started with the 25th. Right? Wasn't that the first? The 25th?
The very first one was back in 2005, right? With Rock and B.
True. That was the Rock and B one. But the first Sega Extreme one was the 25th anniversary. So it will have been 5 years of this. Or no, 6 years with the 30th.
So this is the 6th year that I'm personally hosting competition. I think I would consider Rock and B close enough to the Sega Extreme community that I would call his also a Sega Extreme community competition. It's just that unfortunately it died after like 4 or 5 of those competitions.
But was that was that Game Basic? Was that like Saturn Basic, or what were they using?
No, I don't.
Did they just code into the metal?
Pretty much.
No. They had some of these Sega tools came out pretty early on in this life cycle.
They were using SPL.
They were using like just Sega tools and old the Mac environment. Right.
But they didn't have things like Joe Engine. They didn't have all the maturity of what we have
tools.
today.
Right.
And so they weren't like using Blender. They were like using Sega's tools. They were emulating like a Macintosh to run some of this stuff. So things were certainly harder back in the day, but they walked so that we can stream. But
thank you, Wiener Bob, for another $1.99. Senru mentioned. He's very excited.
Come on, so I don't even know what Dragons of Saturn is talking. I haven't publicly released any screenshots of the scenario engine working. Right. Even what I just streamed, that was not the scenario engine.
What about that data that I stole from your laptop at PRGE?
Okay, well that was just for you to take some credit cards for room service. That's different.
Okay, sorry, I got those mixed up. I thought I was stealing Shinryu code, but I mean we got some free room service off that, so I guess worked out.
There you go. Yeah.
Right. So anyway, we do have like the competition's gotten old enough where I finally start like saying I'm better than Rock and B. And so just to try to provoke him into coming back and rejoining the community. But no, 6 years. I don't think this has been done yet. I don't know another homebrew community that's doing this for this long and as consistently. Yeah. I would like to point out though There's some two major changes that I want to point out for this year, and the first one is everything's a Google form, right? So I have been torturing myself trying to herd cats, trying to get all this stuff together. Right?
Yeah.
And so now, if you don't get it in by the deadline on that Google form with all the information I need to execute on this competition, you're not in. I want everyone in. Just fill it out. Super simple. It's linked on here. It's linked on the website. It's even linked in the Sega Extreme. Right. So if you've made something, just fill out the form. I promise I'm not going to sign you up for a spam email list.
I mean, I can't make any promises that I won't.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, no, it's a hard limit, right? You know that's good. That's good because I mean I think that because I know that there's going to be crunch for sure, and people kind of like getting down to the wire. Yeah. But I mean, you gave them 3 months, so that should be enough.
It's like 4 really. It's
4,
like 4.5
4 months. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And I'm looking forward to. I'm gonna see if I can do like maybe on top of the giant stream, do like maybe a little individual stream where I play the games like, and I show them off before the competition so people could hype it up a little bit. So I think I'll do that a little bit and make some YouTube videos for that. I think that'd be really
nice.
Of course, Dave, if you want to help me with that too, I'd definitely be down if you want to do some of that as well. I think that'd be kind of cool.
We could do something. It'll be fun. Yeah, I'm just like really excited to see what kind of stuff comes out of left field. Like I said on last week's show, Cold Case just hit me out of nowhere. Like I did not see that coming. So I'm crossing my fingers for like another Cold Case.
I really want another one of the witch one, the witch Resident Evil one. That was really
cool. Yeah. From Matsuzaka, it was the, what was that called? The Little Witch game.
God, I'm
Bridget Bishop.
Bridget Bishop. That's it.
That was really good. I want another one of those ones.
Yeah.
So all right. Just a couple more details is
okay.
The prize pool is a public donation driven. I have put in my own $2.99 because we have to start somewhere. So I figured we'd start the Saturn off at $2.99 and see if we can't bump that number up a little bit. So if you want to donate to it, go to the website, click the donation link. I believe there's a donation link on this article as well in the parenthetical there. So if you want to help incentivize a little bit more some of these creations, that would help. It also helps me cover some of the shipping costs for the 3D prints that Guys provides.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, this is the last year that I plan on keeping this competition restricted to the Sega Saturn. So if you have a vision that's specific to the Saturn and you only want it judged in the context of other Sega Saturns, this is the year to do it.
It's still going to be Sega, right? Because Sega Extreme, right?
Yes.
But
yes.
Going forward.
And going forward, details will be forthcoming probably in a year from now. But keep in mind that this year, if we're here to celebrate the Saturn, this is it. This is our last hurrah for just being a Saturn-focused effort.
Okay.
And like, don't get us wrong, we're going to cover the stuff regardlessly. So like, we're going to do it for the 31st through the 40th. So like Sega Saturn or not, we'll still do the competition. Like that's
it won't be we'll probably have a different naming convention, right? Because the 30th anniversary relates to the Saturn specifically,
right?
So it'll be the Sega Extreme first anniversary Sega coding competition.
I will talk to some of the community members. We'll come up with something better.
Sure, something snappy.
Yeah, either way, we're still gonna cover that. I mean, we've been moving more Sega content anyway, so we'll be streaming that, doing that regardlessly. But I'm excited for this big shebang of the going out with the big guns on the 30. Let's get some monster builds going out. Let's like blow everything out of the water. Let's make this amazing. Let's go, guys.
Yeah, it's gonna be
go.
What are you working on, Dan? What are you working on?
Me? I don't think I have anything.
/team?
No.
No. Okay.
No. I know Malenko's got his Bomberman.
You're too busy writing articles. You're too busy.
I am. I'm too busy covering all the crazy Saturn news that's always happening.
Well, we're glad you are.
Yeah,
otherwise we wouldn't have a lot of news.
Pat on the
virtual pat on the back and hugs.
Thanks.
So that's awesome.
Thanks Nova for the update and for running these competitions each year. It's awesome.
Okay,
Thank
please,
you.
if you don't want to make a game, please donate to help the people that are making the games, and just give it a shot. Just try. I have so many streams with so many different approaches. I'm getting started. I promise you, if you at me in one of the discords that I'm in, and I'm in all of them, I will point you in a direction that you can help you get started.
Just spitballing here, but maybe we could on a Shiro show, maybe we could like promote this and say like any super chats during a Shiro show would be like go towards the
prize pool.
Go towards the prize pool, and that way people can like interactively give to the prize pool.
I wouldn't mind. I would maybe we could do that for the European.
You could do that
Saturn. Yeah.
Well, or you could do that for Pat's like big for the big stream that we do for it, and just say like any super chats during that thing will go towards blowing up the prize pool.
Yeah,
I don't want to
that'd
put
be cool.
I don't want to put it at like that far out, like toward the end of the competition.
Right.
Also, I was incorrect.
You want to incentivize.
Yeah. I was incorrect. Actually, the European Saturn birthday is July 8th.
Yeah, it's July.
It's too late. Anyway.
Yeah, I actually have some plans for that. I think I
want
to get some big guests on for that. I might pull some massive guests for that one to like hop in at intervals. So
Captain Hodden says, "How about initial D Saturn Day?" The heart is willing, but the body.
If Dave and I get up Shiro, if Dave and I get up Shiro show, we could do that. I'd be down.
I really do, but I really do want to. And Malenko, like he laid it all out for me. It really comes down to me, like when the rubber hits the road, pun intended. But yeah, but I mean, I have mad respect for you guys who are able to like manage, life and a job and patching Saturn games on the side as well.
It's
not all of you
more difficult.
Yeah, no, I mean it's and they've cracked a lot of the simple ones. It's like a lot of those hard ones that are kind of still out there yet to be cracked, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I want to thank real quick. I want to thank of all of our $10 and up patrons for helping us keep the lights on. We've got a Murder of Crows.
Oh, we need to shout the Saturn stories, the anniversary stuff, or do we want to say that for maybe next week? Maybe do a big thing.
I guess we can talk about next week. Yeah, maybe we can put together like an article about the Saturn merch that Sega's been putting out for the 30th.
There's a lot of people posted about that, so I think people want me to talk about that. But like,
do you want to do that now?
I can do it real quick.
Or what?
Okay.
But a couple of them, and then maybe we can do some more next week as well. I feel bad. I don't want to screw people over with that because I know a lot of people like posted a ton of stuff in the Discord about that. So I'd want to.
You want me to read off the rest of our patrons?
Yeah, you do that while I get that all ready.
Right. Okay, so Murder of Crows, Cerulean, Chris Piper, Chris 1997 XX, Daniel Fredrickson, David Zaney, Derek Pascarella, A-Team, Emerald Nova, Evo 42, Fat Drunk Friend Otaku, Gem Clash or Rank, Johannes Fetz, Lion Wing Publishing, Momphus, Normal Guy, Nutrageous, Robert Ramsey, Rowan Dinked, Sega Steve, Stoneman, The Sega Guys, and Young Money Swee. You guys have been rock stars and $10 and up patrons of ours for, gosh, it feels like forever, like since the beginning. Many of you have been with us, and we just really, really appreciate your contribution and
thank you to all of you.
Continue to do what we do. We really appreciate you guys, and to all of our other patron supporters, we really appreciate you guys too. Any contribution you're able to make. As I always say, if you can't like fund what we do, then just join our Discord and be a part of the conversation, because we also really appreciate folks just participating. And we have a lot of really knowledgeable folks in the Shiro Discord who are able to help newcomers figure out problems with their Saturn, or mod their Saturn, or take advantage of the Saturn's various features. So. Definitely get involved, and thanks to Double Dime. I want to shout him and Greg and the rest of the council, we're calling it, for the
community challenge.
For the community challenge. Thanks to you guys for making it great. And even though I have not been able to participate in this one, I have been kind of following and from a distance and seeing what you guys are doing, and it looks like folks are having a lot of fun. So. That's what counts. Go ahead, Pat. What do you got?
So I got a couple people, so I'm gonna move over here so I can see this better. So here's Sonic Echo's Sega Saturn collection. They have it's kind of hard to see. It's like a whole thing has a little Soccer Wars figure and a Virtuon one, a little nice collection. There's a pic from a Saturn tournament that he hosted in college with the netlinks. That was really cool.
Nice.
It's got the netlinks going right there, so that's really cool. He actually had a bunch of other ones with people, but he had to censor it because
Is
he
that
didn't
with a
want
line
to,
sim?
Yeah,
Like the old
line sim, yeah.
thing. Nice. That's always fun.
Very retro shit stuff right there.
Yeah.
I think it's a direct connection, but yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Phone line sim, basically.
Yep. Peppermint.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry, you're saying I'll let you go first.
No, I was just agreeing with Monfus. That's fine.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No worries. Peppermint Jack said, 1,000,000 years ago, a buddy and I went to Funko Land and found a used copy of Panzer Dragoon Saga in mint condition for $60. He really wanted to buy it, but didn't have the money. I had the money, but was saving it to pay my bills or whatever. I wound up loaning him the money to buy Panzer Dragoon Saga, and he's had it in his collection ever since. It's now worth over $1,000 last time I checked. Glad for him that he's the games, but it could have been mine. So big RIP to Peppermint Jack on that. Using that. Offie put his collection of his High Saturn and his 2 Saturn magazines are really cool. I like actually that magazine. I think we looked at that PRGE. Beautiful High Saturn. I think is a karaoke unit underneath it too, so that's really cool.
Ooh.
Shadow Mask posted putting his finishing touches on a localization patch for Mobile Suit Gundam. He's been doing some really great work on that. I'm excited to play that and hopefully play in the competition. It's going to be really epic.
Yeah.
Albert is working on a image thing. I'm going to post that a little bit down a little bit. A little Knights tribute thing. I'll post that in the chat a little bit.
We need to put together an article with all of this. There's so much good stuff
That's
here.
what I'm working on. It's going to be
Nice.
next week, and we'll go more into that next week. But I just want to go through the people that
Perfect.
typed in Discord just to shout them out. Literally, GJ said,
absolutely.
finishing 6th in the country circuit in the Sega Touring Car Monthly Challenge. Was only playing it for a few days with the D-pad, but still fought the odds and got a good ranking. That's really cool. A good job, literally, JJ. Young Money Sui, the classic. Best memory was rediscovering Saturn in 2021, which led me to spend too much money on the collection pictured here, but also playing an insane amount of quality games. And he even wrote up an article about it here on the webpage. New Year's Saturn.
Nice. I love it. Mr. Bones, front and center there.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Best
Mr.
game.
Bones. Lex said, getting my first Saturn right before going to the hospital next morning for my daughter's birth. Congratulations, Lex. And then me playing both Sash with her sleeping on my lap just a few days later. A lot of Saturn memories from that time period. So that's really oh, look, that's so cute. It's so cute. That's amazing, Lex. Love that. I can't even forget our bros. Shouts out to Dan Mega Driver on his video on happy birthday for the 30th anniversary of Sega Saturn. Check out that video just released. Great
That's
video.
got a bunch of fan memories and comments and stuff in it too.
Yeah, we'll
And
definitely...
it's just 5 minutes long, so it's affordable.
It's not nearly. That's awesome. Watch that one. That's great.
That one's really good. Yeah, let's keep going down a little bit. See the next one. He made a little animation. Literally, GJ made a little animation of it. That's really cool. That's really neat. Really cool, JJ. With that animation. Nostalgia Victim, I forgot what his name was. It's on Twitter. I follow him. But my Saturn memory was getting to Saturn in 2016, being able to grab a console, a CD key, and both Panzer Dragoon games in Japanese for less than $100 before everything blew up. That's really awesome. Gotta keep that. One of Techno Kids, they pronounce it. One of his favorite memories is the time I did this absolute crazy tape job on my Saturn, replacing the capacitors. Oh my god. I do not envy that job. That must have been a pain, but hopefully it was worth it. It looks really cool. It looks like it was worth it. Shadow Mask says, my Saturn memory was 96. I asked for a PS1 because my friend had one, but I was a dumb kid who failed to get it connected through VCR into the TV correctly, and my single mom wasn't any help. So we took it back unboxing it thinking it was broken. and got the Saturn 3-game bundle because it's all they had left. I didn't regret it at all. Nice. Saturn fan
that's
converted.
fate right there. He dodged a bullet. That's awesome.
Dinosaur said, "Well, my Saturn memories that I remember Daytona USA and Virtua Fighter being the first 3D games I've ever played in my house. Got a Saturn day one. Nice. Great. Techno Kid, another imported the Cyberdoll strategy guide from Japan. But just had no idea how to do the mods, but maybe another 30 years when they translate that one." Sansugolo, oh, here's one of mine showing off my latest Sega Saturn game, Red Moon Lost Days at the RGB Festival, or RGB Festival if you're Memphis, a Brazilian retro game con in 2022. The Buzz Lightyear TV and the Saturn were borrowed from the collection of one of the event organizers. It was all improvised, everything worked out. It was a blast to see the amount of retro enthusiasts interested in the game and what they saw on my game. So that's really cool. Love the Buzz Lightyear TV. Love Sansugolo's games. Great games. A good Martin, was it Martin Evans, Techno Hammer, showing his favorite games, Panzer Dragoon. I love the Rock, the rocking the bald head and the beard. You actually kill it, dude. You kill it. I love it. Nick had some really sweet memories of not only when he's interviewing the Virtua Cop devs, but this little one here, right here, when a couple people were at PRGE with him.
Yeah, we really missed him this last year, but that was awesome getting to see him the previous year.
Yeah, we love you, Nick. We love you, Nick. We miss you. Hopefully, we'll see you next year.
He owes me wings.
This one's an awesome one. Albert the AM25 did this drawing of what's the name? The Knights, dude. I forgot his name. I'm a bad
Knights.
Just Knights.
Yeah, just Knights.
Knights. With the little Saturn logo. That's amazing. I love that. Love that. Absolutely incredible. Thank you, Albert. Much love. M25, Momento Patricio. Love it. Blue Moon 64 or 95. Yeah, Blue Moon 95. June Blue Moon Extreme. That's funny. June 3rd, 2016. After becoming a Saturn fan for a few years, his cat and I finally got a twin stick for Virtuon and one CC'd the game afterwards. Nice. And I love your kitty cat. I want to pet them a lot. Kisses. Love cats. Okay. Back? I think we're back. Yeah, so sorry about that. My computer just randomly crashed on me. I don't know why it did that, but it just crashed in the middle of it and froze up completely. So, yeah. Sorry about that. My webcam also, I guess, is broken because it's not showing. Let me see if I can get that sorted out. Already, I guess my died on me. Cool. All right. Yeah. Yeah. My camera is dead. So I'm just gonna roll credits. This is the end of the show, guys. Sorry about that. I'm gonna do more of the things later. I'm gonna edit the stuff later. So I guess I'll say this. I'm gonna do this just for recording the thing. Thank you for watching, guys, and remember, you must play Sega Saturn. Let's go.